guys, my name is Lindsay and you might recognize me from Book BFFs. I did post a video on there every once in a while, although not nearly as much as I should have. Anyway, I am talking to you today about a subject that's really close to my heart, and that is self-esteem. Self-esteem is something that affects, I think, every single person in the world at some point or another. There are some people who suffer from it a lot more and some people who suffer from it a lot less, but I don't know a single person who can look in the mirror every single day and completely accept who they are. And that's really sad, isn't it? But it's the truth. And we don't talk about it that often because I think, anyway, it's almost as if it's become cool to have low self-esteem. If you do talk about loving yourself or thinking that you're smart or talented at something, you're automatically put into a category as vain or self-centered or narcissistic. And true, you can be these things, but you could also just have pride in yourself. And one of the things that having low self-esteem does is it takes away that sense of pride in you. And I think that we enable this more and more in our society by not letting people believe in themselves. We don't let people say good things about themselves without cutting them down. We don't see celebrities, like Melissa was saying, for what they really look like. You know, even Victoria's Secret models don't look like Victoria's Secret models. And we are being constantly bombarded with this image of what is perfect and what we should be and what we should look like and how we should act. And if you like yourself as you are without trying to become these other things, there's something wrong with you almost. I just think that we live in a society where we are almost forced to hate ourselves. And I hate that. I think that really, really sucks. I think that deep down we have an idea of who we should be. We see ourselves, you know, as our ideal. But then we set these goals so far up and we can't measure up to it because it's unattainable. It's not that we're lazy or that we're stupid or we can't figure out how to get there. It's that literally the vision we have for ourselves is not possible to reach. We can't get there. And if we did reach it, we would just set different ones that we couldn't reach. I think that an aspect of that is good. It's good to set dreams and goals and keep striving towards them. But when we do this, when we set goals that we can never measure up to, we are almost sabotaging ourselves. We're forcing ourselves to fail. And then when we do fail, as we deep down know that we inevitably will, we hate ourselves for it. And we base our self-worth off of it. So what happens when you have low self-esteem? I'm sure everyone watching this video could tell me, because you've probably all experienced it. But for me, what happens is I'll have thoughts running through my head, and some of them might be good and some of them might be bad, and I will grab the worst of the thoughts, you know, you're ugly, you're any of those really bad thoughts is what I will grab onto, and that's what I will focus on. And we will seize these thoughts and play them in our head over and over and over. So when you're looking in the mirror, you're not seeing your great eyes or your cheekbones, you're seeing you're worthless, you're useless, you're stupid. And it happens over and over. Maybe not all day, every day, maybe not even that often, but it does. And we're treating ourselves so poorly that it brings your self-worth down. And when you are feeling worthless or that there's no point to what you're doing, you start to let other things go. And then you stop taking care of yourself. You stop, you know, feeling good about yourself. And when you're not feeling good about yourself, maybe you don't want to dress nicely or put on makeup if you wear makeup or do your hair if that's what you like to do. And so then you start to sort of look worse and then you feel worse and then we just do it all over again. Going through life not loving who you are is really sad. It's really sad to wake up in the morning and have your first thought not be how amazing it is to be alive, but instead to be all of the things that are wrong with you. And when you have these thoughts, you don't look around the world, you don't see other people in a normal way. Suddenly everybody around you is perfect and you are awful. An example for me is I was in a relationship that ended very badly with him cheating on me with another girl. And I didn't know this girl, I knew nothing about her, but all I could see was everything good about her, you know? She was thinner, she had bigger boobs, she was pursuing dreams when I wasn't. It was an awful thing for me to do because there was no way I was ever gonna measure up to this other girl. And I spent ages comparing myself to this girl, which makes no sense because he didn't leave me because this other girl was better than me. He left me because we weren't working and he was a jerk. There was no reasoning with me. There was absolutely no way that I was gonna see that. I was just seeing everything that was wrong with me that she had, you know? And I wanted to know why her and what was better, and I was obsessed with figuring it out when there was nothing to figure out. And that was probably the nugget that really sent my self-esteem spiraling out of control, because then I started to emotionally eat and I started to pick at every single part of myself. You know, if I had a zit, well that's why he left me. She probably never got zits. She's probably never had a zit in her life. It's just stupid. Looking back at it, it's so stupid that I allowed this thing that was out of my control to completely dictate my life. So I realized that and I thought, oh, well what else am I doing? And that's when I really started to look into all these other things I've been talking about with the body image and the celebrities and social media. And I think that Facebook and Twitter really helps us have negative self-image, because if you log on to Facebook, you're just seeing pieces of what people want to show you. You know, you're seeing this great hike someone went on or this cake someone baked. And we build a life for these people that we maybe barely know or don't know at all around these images that we see of them or these little status updates. You can't know someone in 140 characters, but we will build a complete life for this person, proving how perfect they are and how unperfect we are. Do any of you guys do that? It's silly, right? I think it's silly anyway, but I can't stop doing it. After I finally realized all these things that I was doing that were essentially making me hate myself, I decided to look into what I could do to stop that. So what I did was I just went on Google, and I'll link some of the links I found below that I thought were really helpful. And I just looked up ways to boost your self-esteem. And then another thing that I'm trying to do is I saw Carrie Hope Fletcher, who is one of my favorite YouTubers, and she has a book, and in the book every once in a while she writes a whole page of things that make her happy. And I thought, that's so simple, but that probably makes her feel so good when she's done or when she's having a bad day and she can look back and read it. She has pages of things that she loves, and I thought I should do that. So I'm starting to do that, as well as including things about myself that I love in there, which is really hard because even on my own, to myself, nobody's around, no one's ever gonna read it, I still don't feel like I should be saying good things about myself because it's vain. And that's not right. We should love ourselves. We have to love ourselves because nobody else is obligated to. Does that make any sense? I don't know. But we deserve to love ourselves. I know that. I'm just really wanting to open up a dialogue about this. And so I want to know what you think. What are the things that you do when you're feeling down about yourself? So if you liked this video, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't and if you want to. That's really it. I'll see you next Friday with a probably shorter video, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye!